This day we are celebrating just in sweet remembrance of the Christ who appeared at the pole of Jesus. Thousands other men are born daily in all countries, in all towns, but nobody ever remembers who was born and who was dead. But in the case of masters who come from time to time, their day of birth and other events of their life are celebrated for the purpose just to revive the teachings they gave, to awaken the child humanity. So, in the case of Christ, he was born as Jesus. Jesus was the human pole at which Christ's power manifested. And Christ's power never dies. It is a blessed day that we have just gathered here, fortunately on a day which is celebrated as the Christmas Day. Well, what is the purpose of celebrating such birthdays? We should understand what teachings they gave us. We have to revive those teachings. We have to see whether we are following those teachings which they came from time to time. Blessed we are. We are proud of them. Question arises, are they proud of us? True celebration of a great man's birthday is just to understand the teachings what they gave and live up to them. Now what teachings they gave us? You'll find very peculiar teachings he gave. He said, first of all, the highest aim of a man's life is God first and world next. Are we following it? That's the point. We say world first and God next. And we have faith in God only so far as we get worldly things from Him. And sometimes we do not have those things for some reason or other. Well, our faith is broken. Then further they said what? Except ye be born anew, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. And that he said, kingdom of God cannot be had by observation. It is within you. By observation means by ways which are related to the outgoing faculties. God is spirit and we can pray God in spirit alone. God resides not in temples made by the hand of man. Then what is the God-made temple? This is the man body. Then within that he says, I live and you shall live forever. He did not refer to the outer Son of Man he had, the body. I live and ye shall remain forever. Because his life is light. And the way back to God is love. The whole thing that I have to put before you is that Christ lived and after the man body of Jesus at whose pole he appeared. And that resides in every heart. How we can find him there, you see. That's the point. They say for that who has to realize him? He cannot be realized by mere feelings, by mere emotions, by mere drawing inferences, by intellectual wrestling to come to some conclusion. It is a matter of seeing whom God is light. Christ said, I am the light. Can you see light? Yes, he said, I am the light of the body. If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. How the two eyes can become single? This is a practical question. When that eye is opened, that is within each man. Even the blind men who have got no eyes on their faces, they have also that single eye, but that is closed. So we can see Him, see the God in action power which is light, which is called Christ. If our eye becomes single or we shut the doors of the temple of the body, we will see the light of heaven. When our eye becomes single by shutting the doors of the temple of the body, then what are the doors of the body? They are the two eyes, two nostrils, 2 ears, mouth, and other genital organs. Our attention is just diffused through these to the outside world, identified with them. We have to withdraw our attention from outside, enter within the laboratory of the man body, which is the true temple of God, and rise at the back of the eyes, which is the seat of the soul in the body. There lies the 10th door, where eye becomes single, where you find the light of God. There you see the Christ in expression. So this is what I mean to say, our celebration would count truly if we now first understand who He was, and further what He taught, we live up to that. Then further what He said. He said, you must have bread of life. You must have water of life. And that bread of life and the water of life lies in contacting with the God into expression power, which is light and music of the spheres. So by parallel study of religions, we find the same truth is given out almost by all masters, of course in their own language. Well, is it possible to die while alive? And we have got even in Christian literature, St. Paul said, I die daily. Other masters said, learn to die 100 times a day. And what is that? That is the dying of the soul from the physical body, and rise above into the beyond, that is into the kingdom of God. There you are reborn. So these are the teachings given by all masters from time to time. But the difficulty lies in the way that our souls are under the command of mind, and mind is under the command of the outgoing faculties. We are given up to the pleasures of the outside world so much so that we have identified ourselves with them, and we are awake from outside and asleep from within. That very God power is keeping us in the body. And if we have to find it, we have to invert. Where is the closest? When you see within that expanse, you also see that very God power everywhere. So this is how you can find the Christ already within us by withdrawing from outside our attention. And then first to enter this laboratory of the man body, which is the true temple of God, then rise above to be reborn into the kingdom of God. And there are so many mentions in the house of our Father. Macrocosm is in the microcosm of the man's body. There are planes, physical planes, astral planes, causal planes, supercausal and beyond, pure spiritual planes, which is the true home of our Father. The same God power, Christ for work self in the world began and continues for those children who are hungry. When that hunger arises in anybody, the God who resides in every heart, He just makes arrangement to bring him in contact with somewhere where he can be given a contact with his own self. So blessed you are, I would say, remain in whatever religion you are, no need of changing religion, but just to be true to your own religions. Thank you.